Well, hi, my name is Carl Arnold with Arnold Law and Mediation. I'm a Northfield, Minnesota divorce attorney and family mediator. I'm here with Phil Duran of Outfront, Minnesota, and we're here to talk about the upcoming vote in the 2012 election in November, where there's a ballot initiative to amend the Minnesota Constitution regarding the definition of marriage. Hi, Phil.
How you doing, Carl? Good to be here.
So what is your title at Outfront, Minnesota?
I'm the legal director of Outfront, Minnesota.
And what is Outfront, Minnesota?
We're the largest organization in the state that's working for equality for lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender individuals and their families. We do that through a combination of direct service, education, and public policy work.
And tell me a little bit more about this issue. Who's promoting the amendment to change the Minnesota Constitution? What's the purpose of this?
Sure. Well, this is an act of the Minnesota legislature, which voted by a majority in both houses in 2011 to put this issue in front of the voters in the fall of 2012. There have been a number of legislators over the years who've wanted to do this, and they finally have their chance. The goal, I believe, is to make it very difficult for future legislatures to ever amend Minnesota's statutes to allow same-sex couples to marry on the same terms as different-sex couples. And it will slow down that process if it's approved. But I've got a lot of faith that it will not be approved, and that will move forward.
Now, this is a little different than your typical legislation where there's the legislature passing it and then the governor signing off on it, right? I mean, this is the legislature bypassing the governor and putting it actually in front of the voters in November 2012 for a vote, right?
That's right. Governor Dayton has no formal role to play. He did symbolically veto the bill, but of course that had no force of law. The governor has been very explicit in terms of his opposition to the marriage amendment and his support for letting these couples get married if that's what their choice is. And so we look forward to his support and the support of hundreds of thousands of other Minnesotans next year.
So this would change things in Minnesota. In other words, there would be a change in the Minnesota Constitution, a different definition of marriage, and how would that affect people, if at all?
Well, it would certainly change the Constitution. Right now, of course, marriage is not a possibility in Minnesota for same-sex couples. We'd like to see that change. We'd like to see them be able to get married if that's their choice. The impact will be felt by those couples for whom it will simply be more difficult to ever get the law changed in that regard. But it will also hurt both LGBT, lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender individuals, their families, their friends, because what we expect is that the campaign at the end of 2011 and into 2012 in support of this constitutional amendment is going to involve a tremendous amount of very hostile and very negative campaigning about gay people. And that's not going to help gay adults, certainly not going to help the gay kids in saying this is the environment that we're growing up into. It'll hurt families really across the state for no purpose. No family will be benefited by preventing other families from being able to get married.
Where can somebody go to learn more about this? Is there sort of a lead group in Minnesota advocating related to this?
Yep, exactly. There is a coalition that is leading the fight against the marriage amendment. It's called Minnesotans United for All Families. You can find them on the web at minnesotansunited.org. Outfront Minnesota is certainly one member of that coalition, and there are a number of organizations that are. Labor organizations, civil rights organizations, you name it. Our address is outfront.org. You can find more information about the marriage amendment, about relationship recognition, and about the broad array of other issues that we work on as well as marriage.
Well, this has been Carl Arnold of Arnold Law and Mediation and Phil Duran of Outfront, Minnesota. Thanks a lot, Phil.
Perfect. Thank you, Carl. Appreciate it.